Hello my fellow 4th generation augmented humans, and welcome to the channel for my first Armored Core build guide. Taking a look at an entire AC assembly with a few variations in weaponry and equipment under the hood to tackle various different types of missions. This AC is a medium weight build, combining a heavy set of reverse joint legs with a lightweight core and lightweight arms that specialize in increasing the AC's firearms proficiency. This build has the load-bearing capacity to wield a heavy armament of weapons while still remaining pretty agile, and the reverse joint legs help you gain a big boost in vertical lift, so you can get in the air quite quickly while wielding some hefty firepower. As a massive Dark Souls nerd myself, I named this build Artorias-01, and it shares the same fighting strategy of the legendary warrior himself, combining high mobility and overwhelming firepower to enable effective dodging and punishing counterattacks. I'm going to start this video off by covering the frame and internals of the AC build, and then I'll go over a few different weapon loadouts that I run on this setup for different situations. First, an energy weapon focused setup that I've been killing bosses with, and then a heavy ballistic weapons kit. I have the share codes for this build up on screen right now, so if you like the setup, you can screenshot this and then head over to the AC data section in your garage and download this entire build in-game, which I think is a really cool feature that FromSoft put in this one. Now the first part I want to go over is actually the legs of this AC build, because they're what give this setup the ability to carry a heavy burden of weaponry while still being able to move quickly and jump into the air with ease. The legs that I've been using ever since I unlocked them are called the RC2000 Spring Chicken, a heavyweight reverse joint set of legs that combine a solid load capacity with a very high jump distance and height. Reverse joint legs specialize in being able to generate extra lift when jumping and when dodging, and these legs allow you to carry a good amount of weight and still be able to easily and quickly take to the skies after a quick boost or just from a standing position with a jump. The legs don't have huge amounts of armor, but what they lack in defenses they make up for in the ability to add extra movement to medium weight AC builds. For the head on this AC, I'm running the Kasuar 44Z, a relatively lightweight head with somewhat low armor values but high attitude stability to prevent being staggered. This headpiece also has a pretty good scan distance, making it quite useful for detecting hidden enemies and hidden chests. For the core piece on this AC, I'm running the ELTC-10 Firmeza, a lightweight core part that has low armor points but pretty solid defense against incoming fire. This core also has a good booster efficiency modifier, which essentially means that you burn less energy while using your thrusters and can stay in the air for longer or dodge using the quick boost more often before you need to recharge. For the arms on this AC, I've been almost exclusively running the Nachtreiher 46E, which is once again a lightweight part, and this set of arms packs the highest firearm specialization out of any part that I've seen so far. What this means is that any firearms you use with these arms have maximum target tracking, and you're more likely to make accurate shots even while you and the target are both moving very fast. The recoil control is relatively low, but the first shot accuracy is quite high, and these arms really excel at making targeted shots against fast-moving opponents. Now we've got all of the build pieces in place for the outside frame of the AC, so let's move on to the internals of this machine, the generator, the boosters, and the FCS. First off, I'll go over the thrusters and the FCS, because for those two parts I've been using the same things basically since I unlocked them, but the generator is kind of dependent on the weapon loadout that you're running. For the booster, I've really liked the Flugel 21Z as my main thruster on this setup. This booster's description says it was specifically made to provide good performance in a medium weight build, and it does exactly what it says. This part doesn't have the same intense quick boost speed you find on lightweight thrusters, but it provides balanced performance across almost every category. And it has above average energy efficiency, meaning it doesn't burn as much energy per second as some other boosters. When combined with the high jump of the reverse legs, this booster lets you gain height pretty quickly, and stay in the air for long enough to fire off an entire salvo from your weapons. For my FCS on this build, I've been mostly running the FC008 Talbot, which is a very well balanced FCS that provides great target tracking at close and medium range, and fairly reliable missile guidance as well. This FCS module does sacrifice long-range targeting and multi-lock targeting to focus on close and medium-range accuracy with firearms, so it's not ideal for a missile build or a sniper build, but it does work wonderfully for this AC strategy of focusing on consistent fire at medium to close range. Finally, we come to the generator. And on this build, I've been running two main generators, one heavyweight generator for an energy weapons setup, and a lighter alternative for the ballistic weapons loadout. First up, for my energy weapons build, I'm running the VP20D generator, a very heavy generator that has pretty much the highest energy output in the entire game. The weight is very significant, but it allows you to pile on as many powerful energy weapons as you want. While it does slow down the build a little bit, the speed of your jumps helps to make up for that, and the sheer damage output of the energy weapons you can equip because of this generator is really awesome. The second generator I've been using on this AC is the VP20C, which is a much more balanced generator that has very solid stats in every category. It really is a generator with no significant downside, just like it says in the description. Now on to the fun part, the weaponry. As I said in the intro, I have two main loadouts that I've been running with this AC, and I'll start off by talking about an energy weapon focused setup. In the right hand, I'm running the VP66LR laser rifle, an inexpensive, efficient, and accurate rifle that can be fired in single shots or charged to release a powerful beam. In my left hand, I'm either running a second one of these or the VVC 760PR plasma rifle. This fires a ball of plasma that explodes on contact, leaving it somewhere in the middle between a rifle and a grenade launcher. This can also be charged up to fire multiple rounds and create a really big AoE explosion. Now for both the right and left back weapon slots, I'm running the VP60 LCS laser cannon, which is more or less a supercharged version of the laser rifle mounted on our back. These laser cannons have good accuracy, high damage, high initial impact, and they can be fired multiple times before overheating, or charged up to fire a single devastating shot before needing to cool down. On their own, these cannons are pretty good, but when paired together you can dish out some extremely powerful single target attacks by firing them both simultaneously when you have a good opening on your target. This energy weapons arsenal allows for really sustained fire as long as you don't overheat anything, and the consistent damage you can deal to bosses really adds up over time. You also have the ability to deal a lot of damage after staggering an enemy because you can lay into them with multiple shots from all four weapons while they're staggered. I find this energy weapons loadout to be really versatile. It's able to pick off small enemies in a single shot from any of your weapons because of your high individual damage, but also you're able to keep up highly sustained fire against large enemies and bosses to build up stagger, apply lots of HP damage, and dish out highly punishing salvos of fire on any enemy that gets staggered or stands still for a second. For my second main loadout, I've been using a set of heavy ballistic weapons that focus on overwhelming any opponent with a massive salvo of Gatling gun rounds, followed by a devastating barrage of dual Songbird grenade launchers. For this setup, you want to swap to the smaller generator to cut down on weight. In both of my main hands, I run the Gatling gun, which is extremely satisfying to fire while dual wielded. Aside from the power fantasy, this combo is absolutely amazing at consistently building up impact damage and preventing an opponent from being able to recover their stability gauge. The Gatling guns also have a pretty high direct hit modifier, which means they can pile on some good damage on any staggered AC, as long as they don't overheat at the wrong time. Occasionally, I do swap out the left-hand Gatling gun for a different weapon, like a sword or a bazooka or grenade launcher, or even just a regular rifle. For my back weapon slots, both of these are using the Songbird's dual grenade cannon, which allows you to blast off 2 devastating grenades with each pull of the trigger, or a full salvo of 4 if you fire both at the same time. These things pack a very heavy punch, and while they may sometimes be tricky to land a direct hit because of the slow projectile and firing delay, the size of the blast radius means that you often deal solid damage even on a miss. These cannons are absolutely amazing at building up stagger damage on large enemies and bosses with lots of armor, often being able to fully stagger some bosses with a single dual salvo, leaving them open to some serious damage from the main hand Gatling guns. There are plenty of alterations you can make to these weapon loadouts, but these are the 2 setups that I've found the most success with. Sometimes I'll drop a left-hand weapon to bring a sword, other times I'll swap out a back weapon for missiles to clear out aerial enemies, but I've had great success with both the full energy weapon setup and the dual Gatling gun grenade cannon build. I hope you found this video helpful if you're looking for inspiration for a new build to take on some bosses, And if you're just here for the entertainment, well, I hope you enjoyed. I'm not sure if I'll continue making builds for Armored Core. I really do enjoy the game, but we'll have to see how the YouTube algorithm treats this video before I get too far ahead of myself making mech builds for PvP and bosses. In any case, thanks for checking out the video. I've got links to my Twitch stream and Discord server down below for anyone interested. And until next time, stay safe out there, everyone.